Now preparing for the new Alabama law that requires all voters to have a photo ID. That law was approved in 2011, but it will be in effect for the first time for June's primary election.
Fox 10 News reporter Corey Pippen joining us in the studio now. So Corey, I understand you took a closer look at these ID cards today. What did you find out?
I did, Bob and Lenise. I have an example of one of those voting cards right here. For the most part, it looks like your standard ID. Now, you don't need any of these if you have any other form of identification. That's photo form of identification. Officials say it's only good for voting purposes. With 3 months left until election season, voting offices are getting ready for anyone needing these. Of course, most folks should have some form of photo identification already, but if you don't, there are some things you should know.
In the past, people have had to show some form of ID when they've gone in. It just hasn't necessarily been a photo ID. And we're certainly not by ourselves as a state in requiring photo IDs.
Patsy Clark, chair of the Board of Registrars, says Baldwin County voting offices are getting ready for the new bill. She says they've already begun setting up the machines to issue the free voter ID cards.
We have received some phone inquiries from voters already based on the media rollout that started yesterday from the Secretary of State's office. And most people, in fact, that we talked to already have an acceptable form of ID, and this won't really apply to them. But if they should need the card, we're here for them and we're happy to help.
Clark says in order to get the voter ID card, you'll need documents showing your full legal name, date of birth, and address. Daniel Todd agrees with the law.
In my opinion, without a doubt, you need to have a ID to vote so we know who is actually doing the voting. Could be folks that are voting for other people, and so this would eliminate that, I think.
This is not a discouragement of people coming out and voting. Sometimes the turnout of voters actually is disappointing to me. I'd like to see more people involved in the election process.
That's right. Now, if you need one of these cards, officials say you can get one for free at any Board of the Registrar's offices around the county. We have those locations posted for you on our website, fox10tv.com.